as you see. Looks very similar to Preserving Paula's Kitchen, wink wink. Okay, so good morning. So what we are doing today, I'm going to attempt to make 2 different types of breads, but I definitely want to make this one for sure. It's Amish milk bread. It's their sandwich bread the white bread that the Amish usually make. So let's run down the ingredients and what you need. So we're going to use 2 4x9 loaf pans, but I'm going to show you some other loaf pans to use also. So we got our stand mixer. I have arthritis, so you can totally do this by hand, but I'm going to use my stand mixer because I am. My kitchen, my rules. So we got a stand mixer. We got 5.5 cups of bread flour. That is kind of important. Now, that being said, you can use all-purpose flour and then just add baking powder to it. So, because that's all bread flour is. We're going to do a whole series on the different types of flours if anybody's interested. So 5.5 cups of bread flour. The typical recipe calls for 2/3 of a cup of sugar, but I'm using half a cup because in my opinion it doesn't need it. And then we have heated to 110 degrees. We have 1 cup of milk, which I use raw milk. I have a lady down the road that has raw milk and dairy cows. Their cows are cute. So 1 cup of raw milk, 1 cup of filtered water. To me that's important. You do you, but to me filtered water is important. So this is heated already to 110. I'm going to double check it. Perfect. Actually it's 108, so, but that's fine. We're about to get started anyway. So what we're going to do, and salt and active dry yeast. And it's so simple, that's all there is to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour the warm liquid in there. That's the milk and the water. I've already pre-measured everything just to make it go a little faster so you don't have to skip forward a lot, right? Okay, there's the warm liquid. We need 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. Yeast. And the reason why so much is this is going to make at least 2 loaves. If you have one of those big bread pans, which I'm going to show you, it'll probably just do that. So, just to make sure that the yeast is doing its thing, I like to put the sugar in there with it. And then we're going to give it a little stir. Nothing crazy. In my experience with bread making of any kind, you save the salt for midway through because it'll kill the yeast. Or it does with me anyway. I could be wrong, but that's my experience. I usually wait halfway through till I get some of the flour and other stuff. And that's it. We're going to let this sit and bloom for 10 minutes. And then I'll be back. Hello once again. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes. So let's open it up here. Yeah, it's good and fluffy. That's what I call it. I know there's, bloomed. That's what it's called. Whatever. Anyway. So, now that that's going, I am going to add my first cup of flour. This is 5.5 cups. You don't have to sift it. It's going to be kneaded and all that stuff anyway. I'm going to add a cup first. I'm ready to get started. Let's just kind of get things going. So while that's going, I'm going to be telling you about some other things. Okay, so we got 1 cup of water, 1 cup of milk, both heated to 110 degrees. We got the 1/2 cup of sugar, the 1.5 tablespoons of yeast. So I've got 1 cup of my 5.5 cups of flour in there already. Turn it up for a minute. Looking good. So let's add another cup. have it on this because I'm going to use this parchment anyway when I hand knead it for a minute. And so, plus whatever I can't scoop up to the thing, you can just fold it and pour it in there. You'll see. No big deal. No real rhyme or reason. It's just what I like to do. Anyway, so there we go. Doesn't have to be too sweet. So while we are letting that combine a little bit, oh, I need a spatula. Oh, okay. That's usually with the spatula. This will work. I just need something to scrape it down every once in a while. So anyway, what I'm using today, I'm going to do two, what are these again? 9x5. Yeah, we're going to say this is 9x5 too. They're pretty similar in size. I'm going to be using these two today. Let me show you some of the options because this is a big recipe. So, these are called, this is USA Pan. It's a very good brand. If you look really close, you can see the ridges and everything. You know when you go and buy a loaf of bread and it has the little lines in it? That's what that is if you want it. They come with lids, which this particular one doesn't, but I have the smaller, which is basically this size, that does have the lid, see? That way, if you want it to be the perfect square shape, like in the store, boom. But we're not doing that today. We're just gonna do these here. So, I am going to shut up and get to mixing. So we're just scraping it down pretty good here. I'm going to do another cup. So we're up to about 3 cups-ish. So far. I'm going to crank it up a little bit so it's going to get loud. Good morning, Mr. Jared. I'm filming making bread. You want to say hi to everybody? Oh, he's coming, y'all.
Good morning, everybody.
They
Woke
can't
up.
see you. Come on around here.
Good morning, everybody. Just woke up. And
All right. So don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. Okay, so that's looking good. We're gonna turn it back down a little bit. Okay. I think I have it enough where I won't make too much of a mess. How are you this morning, Mr. Jared?
good. Slept good.
You slept good? I did too. It's Monday morning. It's time to get the day going, huh?
Start the week again, yeah.
Yep, that's right. And see, I'm just turning this where I can just like start feeding it into that without having to take lift the thing up. So, I think now's the time I'm going to add my salt. It is a teaspoon and a half. There that goes. That's pretty much all the measuring now. Let me turn it up just for a minute. It seems like she's gonna fall off the countertop, but she won't. Alright, so now I'm just gonna start feeding this in with the parchment paper, and then I'm gonna save the parchment paper because that's what I'm used to need to go at the very end of this video before I put it in the pans and stuff. Alright, ready? Minimal now. Alright. Okay. You say nothing. Here. Saving my parchment paper for later. Yeah, violent. I'm going to bring you around so you can see what it looks like. Alright. So if you see, I'm going to turn it off a minute. Okay, yes, here we go. So as you can see, you can touch it, it's still a little sticky, but if you see the walls of the mixer are starting to clean up because it's pulling all the flour to where it needs to be. So let me bring you back over here. Uh-oh, yeah, sorry about that. Oops. Alright, so we're gonna let this go. So basically this is replacing, what I'm doing, I'm going to let this go for 8 minutes, and this is going to replace the hand on the counter, hand kneading, that, you know, how they used to do it. I have no interest in doing that. My hands hurt today. So we're going to do this. We are going to hand knead it for a couple minutes before we put them in the loaf pans. But right now, the machine's going to do the work. Alright friends, so we're back. Oh, we pull it down this way. Okay, so we let it knead for 8 minutes. It's something I forgot to tell you, but it'll be in the description box, is olive oil. Now this recipe does well with whatever oil you want to use. I had olive oil today, so that's what I used. Coconut oil would be acceptable. Melted butter, not too hot. Melted butter would be acceptable. Vegetable oil, if you just have to use it, I think is disgusting, and it's a terrible thing to put in your body. So we are trying to do better. Anyway, so what I used today is a good olive oil. It's a cold pressed, and what you want to look for. Okay, so this one is made in Spain, product of Spain. What you want to look for in an oil, whether it be coconut oil or olive oil, especially olive oil or avocado oil, it needs to be one country of origin. That's the best way to know if it's pure olive oil, because if it has 2 or 3 countries or even just 2 countries, that means it's mixed with other stuff. Keep that in mind. So anyway, moving on. I'm off my rant. And how you know the dough is ready, it will push back when you push onto it, and it's not sticky anymore. You can touch it without anything coming about. So let's unhook the hook. More thing to do this thing. Now so all we're doing right now is kind of just lifting up. See, it's not sticking to my hands. Not sticking to my hands. So we're gonna put a little, it came clean from all the spinning, so we don't need to clean this out. So a little olive oil in there. So it way doesn't stick to the sauce too bad. Okay, so now we're just going to make sure it's a nice little ball. A little bit over the top. Oh, I need to undo it from here. Oopsie. Okay. So what I did, I just put my oven on warm and then turned it off. So you don't want it to get too hot, it'll bake the bread. We're just gonna cover it and we're gonna put it, oops, I had a little stuff on my hands there. That was from before. Anyway, so we're just gonna stick it in the oven for 1 hour until it's at least double in size. Let me show you what it looks like. See? It's not sticking anything. Okay, so it should be at least up to here when we take it out. All right, I'll be back, y'all. Here we go. Somebody apron down somewhere, whatever. Okay, so this has doubled in size, as you see. So what we're gonna do now is the fun part. We're gonna punch it. Oh, that's satisfying. Haha. Okay, so now we are going to take parchment paper. You don't have to, just, I do. I also have the little things that, the mat that you roll out when you're pastry mat, I think is what it's called. We're not worried about that today. So, oh, flour. Crap. Oopsie. I'm using this one. This is the bread flour that I'm using today. I wanted to try it, see if there's any difference. There's actually a recipe for the recipe that I'm doing on the back of it. Bob's Red Mill. Anyway, so what? Yeah, just found an apron, but not worry about it. This is on the edge. Yeah, okay. Turn it off. I turned that back on warm for a few minutes and then turned it off so that way it'll be, it's like a bread proofer at a bakery. Okay, so sprinkle a little on here. I just don't want to clean up the mess after, so just put it on the parchment paper. But anyway, we're gonna, oh, it's beautiful. Check it out. Lovely. And I have containers that I keep most of my wheat and bread flour in, but this is just something I was trying, so I didn't want to put it in a home if it wasn't going to be around long. Anyway, so we're just going to do this. I can handle doing this for a little bit. We're going to knead it probably about 2-3 minutes. Nothing major. Then we're going to cut it in half and shape it to go in those little pans. This will be perfect in this big pan, but I want 2 loaves because I am taking this to 2 different houses. So we're carnivore and keto around here, so we do not want to keep this bad boy in the house. It's beautiful though. It smells amazing. Everybody has their own technique. Just fold it and push out. I almost want to put it back in the machine because my hands are already hurting. We're going to call that. We're going to call that good. Okay. I never need it to the full thing just because I don't want to. Let me cut it in half. I'm trying to get it fairly even that way. That looks about right. Yeah, that's about right. So, anyway. So now what I am going to do, I'm going to shape these. Give them another little knead. Nothing serious here. And then I am going to roll this to make it ready to go in a pan. And the same thing. If you're looking for professional kneading techniques, this is not the channel. I'm just getting by. I'm just trying to show y'all basic stuff. Okay? You're on Martha Stewart's channel, I guess. But anyway, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Feast day. Feast day. So what I'm going to do, any oil you want, if you want to spray it, whatever, but this is ghee. I make this. I have this on my canning channel, but I'm getting ready to make another batch. And so I will show you guys how to do it too, if you're not on that channel. First pan. And you can use butter if you want to, Crisco, whatever. Whatever makes your heart happy. We are mostly animal based in this house. Now, with the exception of a little olive oil here and there, or coconut oil here and there, so we don't use a lot of the seed oils. Anyway, that's one. Yep. That almost went on the floor. Sorry. Okay. One of these looks a little bigger, so I'm gonna that one. Okay. That one's gonna go in there. I am trying to learn how to do sourdough. I'm really good at baking bread and other stuff, but I can't seem to master the whole sourdough thing. So I think I'm going to start that again. Not good at even scoring top of it. I think I want to score one of these just for fun. For funsies. Which one, y'all? Let's do this one. Alright, that'll work. Okay, they're going back in the oven for another 45 minutes. Nice and warm in there. And towel going over it. Very important to cover stuff when you're putting it onto the rice, because it will kind of like make the. I can use this again. It's dry. I'm gonna use this again later. I have another bread recipe I'm doing later. I don't know if it's gonna be on this video or not because this one's already running long. So I'm gonna let that rise for 45 minutes and I'll be back. Okay, let's see. That will do. See how they're above? As long as they are above, if you get them too high up, they could possibly fall in the baking process. So we're going to go ahead and get the oven heated at 350 and bake these, I think 45 minutes. I got to double check. Okay, let's take them out of the oven. So it was 350 for 30 minutes is how long it was. I couldn't for the life of me figure out how long. That's a lot. That's I'm just gonna take a little, stick it right here. You don't have to do this, but why wouldn't you? And we're just gonna go over the top here. Oh yeah. Oh, this smells so good. Kind of sucks being on keto right now, but oh well. And my friend told me to go ahead and slice into one of these so you can see what it looks like. She said she didn't care as long as the slice made it to her house. So I'm going to slice into one later just so you can see what it looks like on the inside. But we're not going to eat it because can't have it. I'm doing well. Anyway, okay. Yeah, that's it. You hear that? All right. Let's see. So let's go ahead and flip them out. Hot, hot. Yeah, I'm gonna do a separate video. I'm about to start another type of bread. I'm gonna make some French bread. So after you watch this video, stay tuned for the next one because it's gonna be French bread. I'm gonna turn them on the side for a little bit. You see how they're different widths, just different size, but they're fluffy. I can tell they're fluffy. So we're gonna let these cool. Okay, it's always tempting. No, it depends on what you're using it for. If you're using it for sandwich bread, and it's hard to do, trust me, I'm a bread whore, you have to wait until it's completely cool before you can slice it. Because it just, for one, it slices better. I mean, if you're just wanting it to snack on and just have a good time, you can cut it now if you want to, but it's not, the integrity of it is not gonna stay. So if you're using this strictly for sandwich bread, you should not cut it right now, even as much as you want to. Okay, I'll be back when it's time to cut it.
It's an awful way to go. It's a really bad way to go. You know what I mean? So make sure that you've got water and that you've got stuff to stay hydrated. Look at water storage, clean containers.
Okay, so the moment we've all been waiting for. Seems like forever. Like it's time to sharpen the bread knife. Now, look at that. See that? Squishy, squishy. Squishy. Squishy, squishy. You feel that? I mean, no, you don't, but see that? That feels awesome. Good crumb. The crust is good. It's not super crusty like a baguette or artisan bread. It's soft, so it will make great sandwiches. So get up closer. I'm short. She said I could go ahead and cut all the way into it, so check that out. See that? I think they were gonna make, I don't remember what she said they were making out of this. But anyway. Oh, I think she said she was gonna do bread pudding out of this, so it was okay to cut it a little bit. So that's perfect. Squishy, squishy, squishy. Alright guys, well that's it. I hope you like this video. I'm gonna put the recipe in the description, And look out for my next video. I'm making French bread. And probably show you how we do the garlic bread too. Okay, bye.